In order to manage a set of users in CRM, you need to invite them first, right? To do that, you must understand how user licensing works, which is what we are going to deal with in this unit. So, the Zoho suite of applications works on a single sign on basis. That is, if you subscribe to Zoho CRM, you'll also be able to log in to Zoho Books or Zoho Mail, for instance, with the same login credentials. This makes it easier for you to work on all applications from Zoho. Okay, that said, we're now going to look at the Zoho CRM subscription model in particular. In order to use Zoho CRM, you're required to purchase a user license. One user license can be used by one user. If you're willing to add more users to your account, you're required to purchase an equal number of additional licenses. You can pay the subscription fee either on a month-on-month basis, or you can pay them upfront for a whole year and enjoy the subscription at a reduced rate if billed annually. Now, users and licenses are two different entities. They are not necessarily tied together. For instance, imagine you originally have 4 users in your account and now you have deleted the 4th user. Just because you've deleted the user, it doesn't mean that his or her license is also deleted. The 4th license is still active and you're continuing to pay for it. So, deleting a user is just like emptying a box of its contents. The box still remains to be filled by something else. So, you can add another user in place of the deleted user because you're continuing to pay for the license. If you don't want to pay for it, you must cancel the license altogether. And there's no limit to the number of licenses you can purchase. If you have 35,000 employees in your organization, you're more than welcome to purchase 35,000 Zoho CRM user licenses. However, note that all the licenses you purchase will belong to the same edition of CRM that you purchased the first account in. Once you have purchased the required number of user licenses, you're ready to go ahead and add users and set up your organization account. Note that the person who subscribes to Zoho CRM first for his or her organization is by default designated as the super admin of the account. The super admin then goes on and adds other users to this account and defines their permissions and privileges. The only difference between a super admin and a regular administrator is that, apart from having all the administrative privileges and powers, the super admin also acts as a single point of contact for Zoho to communicate billing and other details. Also, the super admin is the only person who can delete other users. The super admin role can be assigned to any other administrator at any time. However, there can be only one super admin per organization account. And if you're on a single user account, you are the sole user, so you are the super admin by default. So if you look at it, a Zoho CRM account is a common central database for your company, which you will allow other users to access and work with based on their roles or designation. It's not that every user can maintain their own account once you purchase a license. So it's not like you purchase 10 licenses and there are 10 different Zoho CRM accounts and each user doesn't know what the other person is doing. It's not like that. These accounts don't work in silos. So you are subscribing to Zoho CRM and you're maintaining a single common database, and you will only alter the roles or access rights for each user. So what one user sees in this database is going to be different from what the other user sees depending on the permissions you have granted them. But at the end of the day, it is this common single database that every user will access. So if you have given a similar role to all users, all of them will see the same thing in your account. Okay, so the Zoho CRM account is a common central database for your company, which you will allow other users to access and work with based on their roles, designations, and permissions. Okay, so once you have added all the users, you'll go ahead and manage them, edit their permissions, and guide them further with CRM usage. At any point, you can deactivate or delete a user. If you deactivate a user, they'll temporarily not be able to access CRM data. However, their user details, license are all still saved inside CRM. Once you reactivate them, they are back into the picture. On the other hand, if you delete a user, note that the data of that user is reassigned to another user before you can delete them. Even after deleting a user, their user license is still active. There's going to be no data loss because of user deletion, and only the super administrator can delete a user. Now that we have understood the major concepts related to user licenses in Zoho CRM, let's get into the product to understand them better. First, we'll begin with the single sign-on setup. That is, If you're logged into Zoho CRM or any other Zoho application, you don't have to enter login credentials separately whenever you sign into any other Zoho product during the same active session. For instance, I'm now signed into Zoho CRM as Amelia Burrows from an organization called Zilker Moments. And while I'm signed into CRM, if I go into click.zoho.com or books.zoho.com or campaigns.zoho.com, I'm signed in as Amelia Burrows from Zilker Moments. Okay, so if you sign into one application from Zoho, you don't have to enter your credentials every time you sign into a different Zoho product. There are over 40 plus Zoho applications, and they all work on a single sign-on basis. If you are logged into one product, you don't have to log in every time you sign into a different product. Now, single sign-on doesn't mean you automatically get an equivalent edition in all Zoho products. You will be by default logged into a free edition or any other edition you have separately subscribed to in each Zoho product. So the concept of single sign-on has nothing to do with an automatic upgrade or an automatic signing up of an equivalent edition. Nothing of that sort. You have to subscribe to the edition that you want in each Zoho product. Single sign-on only ensures that you're automatically signed in. If you're signed into one Zoho product, you're automatically signed into all other Zoho products. That is what single sign-on ensures. So now that we have understood how single sign-on works, let's move on to how specifically the Zoho CRM subscription model works. So we understood that CRM subscription works based on user licenses, where one user can use up one license. So in this account of Amelia Burrows from Zilker Moments, let's see how many users we have. So here we have about 7 users. So to understand how the subscription works, let's go to this profile and manage subscription. Here the subscription details tell you that we have subscribed to the enterprise edition with 8 users, whereas in our Zoho CRM account you see that there are 7 active users. So which means there is one license which we are paying for, and in order to use that, let's add one more user. Let's say the user's name is John Smith. This is an example email ID, john.smith@zilkerinc.com. Let's say that this person is a sales manager and has the administrator profile. So we will deal with roles and profiles further in this course. Okay, let's save this. Now we have invited an 8th user called John Smith. Okay, now when John Smith accepts this invitation, this user will become active. Now let's say I invite another user, and then Zoho tells me, please modify your subscription. So this purchase was made offline. If it was made online, you'd receive an error that says you have reached your subscription limit. Please purchase additional licenses in order to invite more users. That is the error you will get. Now, let's say you did not want to invite an 8th user. You did not want to invite John Smith. There are only 7 users in your account, but you're paying for 8 user licenses. Either in that case, or let's say in this list of 8 users, say Martha Hills is going to resign. She's going to quit the company. In that case, you'll have to delete this user. So when you go and delete this user, it says, deleting the user will not reduce the number of user licenses for which your company is billed. If you need to reduce the user license, you will have to cancel it. Okay, so let's say this person quits and you're going to delete this user. Just because you've deleted the user, it doesn't mean that this user's license is also deleted. The license is still active. If you don't want to pay for that 8th license, you'll have to go and cancel the user license, because that license is still active to be used by another user. If Martha Hills resigns and somebody else joins in her place, you can still continue the license and add the new user in place of Martha Hills. If that is not the case, if you don't want the license, you will have to go and cancel the user license altogether. So this is the relationship between users and licenses in Zoho CRM. Next, we're going to understand the concept of super admin. So the super admin is somebody who makes the first purchase, who subscribe to Zoho CRM first for their organization and then goes on to invite other users. So in this particular account of Zilker Moments, Amelia Burrows is the user who has first subscribed to Zoho CRM and purchased user licenses. So Amelia Burrows is by default the super admin of this organization account. Amelia then goes on to add other users in the organization. So in the list of users, you see Amelia Burrows is marked the super admin. So the super admin by default holds all administrative privileges and also acts as the point of contact for Zoho to communicate billing and other updates. So in this case, Amelia Burrows will receive any emails about subscription renewals or any events that Zoho conducts and any other product updates. So the super admin will act as a point of contact for Zoho. That is the only difference between a regular administrator and a super admin. And the super admin is also somebody who can delete other users. These are the only two differences. A super admin is just like any other regular administrator, except that they also act as a point of contact for Zoho to communicate updates, and the super admin can delete other users. You can always make another administrator the super admin. It doesn't mean that this is fixed. So in order to change the super administrator, you need to go to General, Company Details, edit this form. Where you see super admin, you can change this to say Martha Hills. Now this person becomes the super admin. You can always change the super administrator of an account, but there can be only one super admin per organization account. Okay, so we've come to the end of this unit. To summarize, Zoho CRM works on a single sign-on basis. Zoho CRM's subscription model works based on user licenses. One user license is equal to one user, and the number of user licenses you should purchase depends on the number of people you plan to onboard to CRM. The user who makes the first purchase and invites others to CRM is by default the super admin of an organization. A super admin by definition is someone with whom all CRM privileges rest and who also is the point of contact for CRM to communicate billing details and other updates from Zoho. A super admin can be changed within the CRM at any point once you have added other users. And if you delete a user, the corresponding user license is still active. You need to cancel the license in case you don't need it, otherwise you'll continue to be billed for it.